I'm Sue Driscoll with United Way of East Central Iowa, Manager of Volunteer Engagement.
My name is Gary Ficken, and I'm the president of BIM Ritter Sportswear.
My name is Jackie Stiles, owner and founder of Honest Floating.
What characteristics do you think define a leader in times of emergency?
I think during a disaster, one of the traits that really rises to the top for me is flexibility. As a leader, to be flexible, to take a step back, take a look at what's working, what's not working, being open to ideas, new ideas, and trying something different. We experienced that during this disaster, and so it's a matter of being flexible and knowing how to make changes quickly.
You know, maybe that initial hurdle, some people can get paralyzed in what action should we do. Others aren't paralyzed, but they put perfect in place of good. So I think what leaders will do is step up, offer their help, get moving immediately, fight hard, get a good plan in place, and always look to refine it and make it better, but not worry about putting a perfect plan in place because time doesn't allow for that.
What takeaways or lessons learned from the flood experience will you apply back to your day-to-day role?
We have a long list of things that we've learned and will change for the next time. But I think the one thing that really rises to the top most is collaboration and partnerships. You know, we had a trained team to respond to the disaster and to work with unaffiliated volunteers. But that trained team can't do it alone. It takes partnerships and collaborations with businesses and nonprofits and government entities in order to make that, everybody bringing their strengths to the table and working in partnership as opposed to in silos and everybody doing our own thing. Personally,
For myself, I think that the energy and just the drive and the fire and it was a huge event. And I feel incredibly re-energized.
I'm going to go back to, for me, it's pride in my city. The fact that city officials, the Metro Alliance, everybody came to the table immediately and quickly to help and protect the business community. It wasn't just the city and the civic organizations, just in putting sandbags together and helping coordinate semi-loads of product and equipment to leave the flood zone for the businesses. Just being down in that zone and seeing how many people came to help and being around businesses that turned away some help, go find somebody else that needs more help, we're covered. The thing that really, for me at my age, made me feel good about Cedar Rapids was the huge percentage of these volunteers were young. And I think as a business owner, sometimes we get a little frustrated in that youth doesn't have the work ethic as the generation before. Work ethic, attendance, that drive. But being in the flood zone those few days really turned that around for me because there were so many young people. What can I do to help? What can I do to help? And that was inspiring.
Is there some lessons we can apply moving forward?
I think there's a good inventory of leaders in this town, and I think what's good is they all have their different ways of lending a helping hand. There's plenty of leaders that like to lead by having meetings and doing things like that, but there's also plenty of leaders that are willing to roll up their sleeves and put the work in, and I think you need a combination of all that. And I think Cedar Rapids has that.
When it came down to it, people had that innate sense of caring about anybody. Nobody checked in on, asked their political party before grabbing sandbags to do someone's home. It draws on our heart and soul. It draws on our just love for helping our neighbor and being a community.